Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about man and environment. In previous class, you have learned about meaning of environment, classification of environment, and to know about population and density of population. Through this video, we are going to learn about various type of rural and urban human settlement patterns and to know about human involving what type of economic activities in the world and to understand the environment effects of human behavior. Now let's go to the lesson. Human settlement. Human settlement is a form of human habitation which ranges from a single dwelling to large city. In other words, it is a process of opening up and settling of previously uninhabited area by the people. It may be a city, town, village, or other agglomeration of buildings. During the early days, man preferred tree branches, caves, pits, or even rock cuts as his shelter. As days passed by, man slowly learned the art of domesticating animals and cultivating food crops. Most of the civilization origin took place along river basins. Man built huts and mud houses. Huts means kudisai. Small settlements developed into villages. Small settlements developed into villages. Several villages together formed a town. Several villages together formed a town. Bigger towns developed into cities. Settlements were formed in different shapes, sizes, and locations. Settlements were formed in different shapes, sizes, and locations. Human settlements classified into rural and urban area. The major differences between rural and urban area in the functions. Rural areas have predominantly primary activities, whereas urban area have domination of secondary and tertiary activities. Rural settlement. Any settlement where most of the people are engaged. Most of the people are engaged in primary activities like agriculture, forestry, mining, cattle rearing, fisheries is known as a rural settlement. In the world's settlement or rural, they are mostly stable and permanent. In the world's settlement or rural, they are mostly stable and permanent. Now we are discussing about various type of rural settlement pattern system. First, rectangular pattern. This is a very common type which develops around the rectangular shape of agricultural field, as it is common to find a system of land measurement based on square units. Village paths and cart tracks also conform to the rectangular field patterns and run through the village in north, south, and east, west directions. Accessibility to farms and field and connectivity to other settlements lead to rectangular shape of settlements. For example, the settlement of coastal Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh on either side of Aravalli Hills are the examples. Linear pattern. The settlement in which houses are constructed along a road, railway line, river, canal, edge of a valley, or along a levee is known as linear pattern. Circular or semicircular pattern. The settlements in which houses are constructed in a circular shape is known as circular pattern. Such kind of settlements is found around lakes, ponds, tanks or a planned village. Then star-like pattern. The settlements in which houses are constructed in a star shape is known as star-like pattern. Such kind of settlements is found around the points where several roads cross each other. Triangular pattern. This pattern develops at the confluence of two rivers. This pattern develops at the confluence of two rivers. One village develops on the land lying in between the two rivers. The expansion of village is restricted by the river. Sometimes a triangular pattern results between two roads. Then T-shaped, Y-shaped, cross-shaped or cruciform settlement. T-shaped settlements in which houses are constructed at the tri-junctions of the roads is known as T-shaped pattern. Such kind of settlements is found along the road which meets with another road at the dead end and bifurcates left and right. Then nebular settlement. With the shape of a settlement resembles to nebula, it is stated as nebular settlement. The arrangement of roads is almost circular. The arrangement of roads is almost circular. Generally, the size of nebular settlements is small. Generally, the size of nebular settlements is small and they develop around the house of landlord of village, the mosque, temple or church. Then urban settlement. Urban is the term related to cities and towns where people are primarily engaged in non-agricultural activity such as secondary, tertiary and quaternary activities. The common characteristic feature of an urban unit is that they are compact, congested and liable to a large number of population. The common characteristic feature of an urban unit is that they are compact, congested and liable to a large number of population. They comprise of mostly man-made structures. They comprise of mostly man-made structures that fulfill the requirement of a society's administrative, cultural, residential and religious functions. The creation of human civilization. The creation of human civilization with the modern urban planning, which along with other human activities such as exploitation of natural resources led to a human impact on the environment. The factors responsible for urbanization are better employment opportunities, suitable conditions for business, education, transport, etc. Then classification of urban settlement. Urban centers are classified as towns, cities, metropolitan cities, megacities, corner basin, etc. depending on the size and services available and functions rendered to it. Town. A town is generally larger than a village but smaller than a city. It has a population of less than 1 lakh. For example, Arakonam near Chennai. City. Cities are much larger than towns and have a greater number of economic functions. The population in cities are estimated to be more than 1 lakh. For example, Pudukkottai. Then metropolitan cities. Cities accommodating population between 10 lakh to 50 lakhs are metropolitan cities. For example, Madurai. Cities accommodating population between 10 lakhs to 50 lakhs, which is called metropolitan cities. For example, Madurai. Mega cities. Cities with more than 50 lakhs population are called mega cities. For example, Greater Chennai. Then corner basin. A corner basin is a region comprising of a number of cities, large towns and other urban areas. A corner basin is a region comprising a number of cities, large towns and other urban areas, for example, Delhi, conurbation. Then economic activities. Economic activity is an activity of providing, making, buying or selling commodities or services by people to satisfy day-to-day needs of life. Economic activity is an activity of providing, making, buying or selling commodities or services by people to satisfy day-to-day needs of life. Any activity that includes manufacturing, distributing or utilizing products or services. Now we are discussing about types of economic activities. First one, primary activity. Primary activity includes those occupations which are closely related to man's natural environment. Primary activity includes those occupations which are closely related to man's natural environment. Gathering, hunting, fishing, lumbering, animal rearing, farming and mining are some of important examples of the primary activity. Next, secondary activity. The secondary sector of the economy manufacture finished goods. All of manufacturing, processing and construction lies within the secondary sector. Activities associated with the secondary sector include metalworking and smelting, automobile production, textile production, chemical and engineering industries, aerospace manufacturing, energy utilities, engineering, breweries and bottlers, construction and shipbuilding are includes in secondary activities. Then tertiary activity. Tertiary activity consists of all services occupations. Tertiary activity consists of all services occupations. Transport, communication, trade, health, education and administration are important examples of tertiary activities. These tertiary activities help in the development of the primary and secondary activities. Then quaternary activity. The quaternary activity is based on pure knowledge and personal skill. The quaternary activity is based on pure knowledge and personal skill. It consists of intellectual industries providing information services such as computing and ICT, information and communication technology, consultancy and R&D. R&D means research, particularly in scientific field. According to some definitions, the quaternary activity includes other pure services such as the entertainment industry, and the term has been used to describe media, culture and government. Then culinary activity. Culinary activities are services that focus on the creation. Culinary activities are services that focus on the creation, rearrangement and interpretation of new and existing ideas, data interpretation and the use and evaluation of new technologies are called culinary activities. Then environmental issues. Environmental issues are harmful effects of human activity on the biophysical environment. Environmental issues are harmful effects of human activity on the biophysical environment. Environmental protection is a practice of protecting the natural environment on the individual, organizational or governmental levels for the benefit of both the environment and humans. But human beings degrade the environment through rapid industrialization. Some of the environmental issues are deforestation, pollution such as air, water, noise pollution, etc., urbanization, fracking and waste disposal. Then deforestation and effects of deforestation. Deforestation is the permanent removal. Deforestation is the permanent removal of trees to make room for something besides forest. This can include clearing the land for agriculture or grazing or using the timber for fuel, construction or manufacturing. Deforestation is the permanent removal of trees to make room for something besides forest. This can include clearing the land for agriculture or grazing or using the timber for fuel, construction or manufacturing. Then effects of deforestation. Deforestation results in many effects. Deforestation results in many effects like flood and drought, loss of soil fertility, air pollution, extinction of species, global warming, spread of deserts, depletion of water resource, melting of ice caps and glaciers, and rise in sea level and depletion of ozone layer. The United Nations Conference on Environment and Development by name Earth Summit Conference held at Rio de Janeiro, Brazil on June 1992 concluded that all member countries should reduce their emission of carbon dioxide, methane and other greenhouse gases thought to be responsible for global warming. Then, conservation of forest. Conservation of forest can be done through the regulation of cutting trees. Where geographical conditions permit vegetation to take the form of trees, the forest is one of the major forms of the natural landscape. Where geographical conditions permit vegetation to take the form of trees, the forest is one of the major form of the natural landscape. Then second one, control over forest fire. Through regular monitoring and controlling the movement of the people, forest fire can be prevented. Third, proper use of forest products. We depend on forest for our survival, from the air we breathe to the wood we use. Besides providing habitats for animals and livelihood for humans, forest products are one of the most essential things in our day-to-day life. Therefore, we must use forest products properly. The forest resources are valuable and an integral part of the ecosystem from the commercial point of view and as providers of shelter to wildlife. Today, forests provide the raw materials for over 5,000 products worth about $23 million. Today, forests provide the raw materials for over 5,000 products worth about $23 million. Then, sustainable development. In 1987, the Brundtland Commission cited the definition of sustainability. In 1987, the Brundtland Commission cited the definition of sustainability. Sustainable development is the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. For sustainable development to be achieved, it is crucial to harmonize three core elements: economic growth, social aspects and environmental protection. First one, social sustainability. The ability of social system such as country, family or organization to function at a defined level of social well-being and harmony is called social sustainability. The ability of social system such as a country, family or organization to function at a defined level of social well-being and harmony is called social sustainability. Problems like war, endemic poverty, widespread injustice and low education rates are symptoms of a system in socially unsustainable. Then economic sustainability. The people on earth consume far more than what is their fair share. First one, the economic sustainability is successfully implemented through strong public distribution system. The economic sustainability is successfully implemented through strong public distribution system. Then economic sustainability ensures that our economic growth maintains a healthy balance with our ecosystem. Thank you students. Thank you for watching the video.